Hello, Teacher Kim here. So very short, quick video, but I'm fixing to head into, I teach, many of you know I've talked about before, I teach evenings while my kids are sleeping. I start at 9:30 p.m. and I teach until about 2:30 a.m. Sleep like 3 hours, 3 hours, get up, teach a few more hours, and then after I get off work, I usually homeschool my kids and then try to catch a nap if I can. I have kind of an afternoon job I've started lining up for myself as well, so I may not sleep as much anymore, but that's okay. But anyway, not the point. The point is, I have 3 45-minute classes back to back to back, and then a couple of, and then some, right now I only have 2, but I might end up with 4 one-on-one classes scheduled. So I thought my tip for today would be pretty interesting to some of you. Sorry about that. Do what works for you, but for me, I am not the taking notes on everybody type person. I am not the have to have everything laid out for me when I teach. I'm very, very go with the flow, make it work. I've also been a teacher for a long time, public school, in different ways, and so I have learned how to kind of just go on the fly. The 2 years prior to this, I taught in daycare, and I really did a lot on the fly. I had a plan, but with 2-year-olds, the plan doesn't always work. So I say that to say, this is what works for me. Find what works for you. But when I am teaching adults or students, and I know I have a lot of classes, so right now I have 4 hours lined up, 1 hour waiting to fill. And so that means I have 3 45-minute classes and 2 25-minute. So that's 5 classes back to back to back to back to back. For whatever reason, if I am teaching in the morning, I guess because I'm so used to it, I'm good going one class to the next without thinking. If I'm teaching at night, especially when I have a lot of students or a lot of classes, I have to be organized. So here's what I do, and I've already done it for tonight's classes. I have organized them. I color-coded at night. I don't always color code. But the first 3 are my first adult class. Here is their name, their first names only, their level, and their and the topic. Now, I don't always write the topic, but these are not topics I'm very good with. Retail customers, negotiation skills, business ethics. I have not worked in a business in a long time. I have not worked retail since I was in high school, which is a very long time ago. Wow, that really changes my coloring, doesn't it? Wow. Okay, sorry. Anyway, I just noticed that. But so here's what I do. And yes, if you notice, I have Amy 3 times. She is an amazing student. I had her last week. And these are all high-level students, so there'll be lots of discussion. But here's what I do. I put their names down so I know who I have in my class. I put their level. I put the topic or something to help me. Same thing here. Students' names, level, topic. Student name, level, topic. Yes, right there she's by herself as of right now. I don't know if she'll, remember with ITuturGroup they can change it up to an hour beforehand if they are changing the class. If they are adding a student, they can add a student up until minutes before your class because they're not technically changing the plan, they're just adding a student in. So keep that in mind. I left room in case they add anybody, although at that point in the day they probably aren't going to. Most adults are at work. And then I put my next 2 students, Elsa, and this is a different Amy. It just happens to be Amy, down for my last 2 so that I know. And here with the kids, because these are the OUP classes I've taught 100,000 times, I only put their names, their age, their level, and then I put an N over here because she's a new student. So that lets me know that she's new to the program, so I have to do differently than a student who has had hundreds of classes. The other note I put up here with Amy is I put ×1. ×1 means that I've had her 1 time. When I have 6 hours and it's 12 back-to-back students, this is even more helpful because I can see at a quick glance and I don't have to keep flipping back to my session page. This works for me. And then the really satisfying part is when I finish teaching this class, I wipe it off my board. Wipe it off my board. And then at the end of the night, when I'm down to my last one or I wipe it off, I'm like, shoo, I'm done. And then in the morning, I'll teach 5 or 6, but they're all kids. And they're all fairly simple. Now, this also helped me when I switch companies back and forth to make sure I don't confuse myself on which company I'm doing at which time. Then I color coded by company. Here I color coded by class, or by type rather. There I color coded it by company because then I would know, because there was one night where literally I taught 2 classes with iTutor, 2 classes with VIPKid, 2 classes with iTutor, 6 more classes with iTutor. With iTutor. Start there, reverse it. 2 iTutor, 2 VIPKid, 6 more with iTutor, slept, and then got up and did VIPKid and then iTutor again. Going back and forth like that can be very confusing. The one thing I will tell you and remind you is, and ignore me, I haven't put my shirt on yet to work. The one thing I'll remind you is organize yourself so you don't double book. Now, there's a difference in double booking and double dipping. Really quick, because I got to start this class in just a moment. Double booking is when you have 2 classes that you have to teach at the same time booked. That means you're going to have to cancel one of those. Double dipping is when you have one session class cancel and you can fill it in another company and get paid twice. I do not double book. I'm very, very cautious with my schedule. I have double dipped. VIPKid has a 24-hour where if they cancel within 24 hours, you get paid for the class. So when those have canceled, I have opened up ITuturGroup for that hour and gotten paid for the VIPKid and ITuturGroup. Probably not ethical, but at the same time, my options are sit there. I'm still getting paid, but sit there. I don't have to be at the computer. I don't have anything I have to do during that time, so I figure I might as well work. So I actually get to get paid 2 times for one company. The best part about those was the one time the most recent time it happened to me. I had one student book me 2 hours back to back. 1 hour back to back, 2 classes. Short notice. With VIPKid, short notice is an extra $2 per class. So short notice, and then I got, and then they canceled. I got paid in full, short notice in full, and then also got to have this other extra pay. That was some sweet money. Doesn't happen all the time. That is a very rare, what we call a unicorn in the business. But anyway, all that to say, find what method works for you to make sure that you don't double book and that you keep your classes organized so that you can teach and so that you're not stressed. Because honestly, I go into teaching and I'm not stressed. I'm having fun, I'm relaxed, and I'm looking like I'm going to enjoy it, and my ratings reflect that in both companies. Have I gotten bad marks? Of course. Are they rare? Yes, they are. All right, that is all I have to say. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!